Nathan Stanford. What we're going to look at today is we're going to look at Laravel. It's the top-rated PHP framework, and so we're going to look at how you can actually set up your first Laravel application and then start adding in a little bit of this and a little bit of that to show what you can do and how it can help you. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to give you a list of, it'll show up in the description. I'll show you where to go get PHP, where to go get Composer, and where to go get Laravel. So if we go here to Laravel and we say, okay, I want to get started. I want to know what to do in the installation. So I'm going to scroll down from here and I'm going to look for what do I need to do. Well, when you're creating it, you need to have PHP installed. You need to have Composer installed so that you can use them. And you really need to have Node and NPM installed. So let's go Node and then do a search. And if we go right here, you can go to this download folder for Node and download the latest version. So you can click here. You can get the latest in version for Windows, and then you can download it. This is PowerShell. You could actually do this in PowerShell, and it will download it for you. But another option is the pre-built installer. So you can download this, run that, and it will install Node. So how do I know if I've got these installed? So let's just do Node. And I think it's just 1-V. Yes, it is. And NPM is installed when you install Node. NPM stands for Node Package Manager. This helps you manage certain applications. If you're not used to using Node and it makes you nervous at all, just realize it's just a way to set up things. Yes, you can use it for a lot of things, but the main thing it's there for is be able to easily pull down certain applications and certain things that have been pre-built to help you do your job even better. So NPM, I think it's -V. Here I am doing the wrong one. So let's do NPM. It might even be uppercase V instead. No, there we go. So I've got 7.20 right now, and on Node I got 18.16.1. So I've got Node. Now I'm going to show you these others you need to install. But let's just first look at this one's Composer, and I think it's 2 dashes to get the version. Okay, so maybe not. Maybe it's 1 dash. There's some of them it uses an uppercase V, and see, it's not the right one yet. So if we scroll back up here, okay, so we can use uppercase V or the whole name version. So what we'll do is do uppercase V, and now you can see it gives me my Composer version and my PHP version. Right now I'm on 8.2. You could install the latest, which is 8.3, and what we're doing in code-wise will not change. I'm doing the simple setting up of Laravel. But if you want to go to PHP and click on, see it's got saying there's stuff new in 8.3, you can go to Downloads, or you can go to Download, and then when you get here, if you're on Windows, you can come down here to Windows Download. And then from here, you can say, I'm just going to download the zip so I can zip it. That's one way to do this. So that would give you Node. That would give you PHP. Then if you go to Composer, getcomposer.org, or if you search for Composer, and then once you see getcomposer.org and click on it, this Composer, they've got it where it's pulling in different icons at the top. So yours may look different than mine, but you can go to download, and then it tells you that if you've got a PowerShell that's open that has admin rights, you can literally copy this, and it will download and install Composer. So you can go through all these and figure out what is best for you, how you want to download or how you want to install it. But once you get it installed, you should be able to come back and see that you've got Composer, you've got PHP, you've got Node. So we have Composer, PHP, and Node. So now let's go back to Laravel. So another thing you can do, which is this right here. You could copy this, and inside a PowerShell with an admin, right, you could run it, and it will install PHP and Composer for you, and the Laravel installer. So let's look at the Laravel installer. Let's actually come here and scroll down just a little bit. So this is the Laravel installer. Composer will go and get the package called Laravel installer, and it will put it globally, and it will require it for global access, which means it won't be in each one of your projects. It'll be globally available for any project you build on this computer. So let's copy that. We'll come back here. I've already installed it, but I will see what happens. So Composer Global require Laravel/installer. So if I do that, it will go through, and it might come back and say, yeah, it went pretty quick because it was already installed recently. And so that's all that should happen. If you have problems with any of these, before you go any forward, make sure you get where you can get each one of those to tell you the version. So Laravel, let's say we want to create a new application. Let's just say we're going to create, I forget because I've been playing around. Let's see, I've got one application, Laravel example 1. I'm actually going to change and make a new one, so you could actually see what happens. When it starts downloading, I will pause the video so you don't have to sit there and watch all of the stuff download, and then I'll restart the video. But basically, you just say Laravel, new, and then what do you want the application name to be, the folder it's going to be in. Let's just call it example app 1, because if we play around with it, if there's any issues, I'll go to example app 2, 3, 4, whatever. So if we run into problems, that's okay. That's part of the learning process. So we're going to do that, and it's popping up. It's saying, what do you want? Would you like to install a starter kit? Nope, we don't want a starter kit, so we're going to say none. And do we want PEST or a PHP unit? That's a testing framework. For this first few videos, we won't really care, but PEST is the newest one, so we'll go with that one. And now it's creating the project, and I will pause the video for now. Okay, so here we are. We're going to look at installing. We want it to connect to the MySQL. So let's just type okay, hold on. MySQL. Default. Would you like to run the default database migrations? This is good, so I'm going to just hit enter, which means the default is yes. And the database does not exist. It created it, then it ran all of the migrations. So as soon as it's done, we'll go check all that out. I'm going to pause again. Okay, so now it's completed. What it tells us to do is to change directory into the folder that we've just created, the project we just created. Change directory into example, and I'm just going to hit tab. It'll fill in the rest. I'm going to hit enter. Now I'm in that folder. I'm going to say npm install, and I also want it to then run npm run build. So it will build the application. So let's do that. And it runs through, installs all the packages from npm, puts them in a node modules folder, and it's done almost. Okay, so now we've got that going. Let's do npm, just so you'll know. Let's scroll back so you know where I'm getting this from. If you look right here, PHP Artisan Serve, we just did npm install, npm run build. Now we're going to do PHP Artisan Serve. And that's going to serve our application up. So we say PHP Artisan. And you want to learn that word because Artisan is going to be a word you use a lot, because that's where a lot of the project building tools are at, PHP Artisan Serve. And then hit enter. And now it's going to load the application. As you can see here, it's on the local home on 8000. So you can copy this and you can go to your browser and paste in, hit enter. There's your application. Now, this stuff you're seeing now is just boilerplate to let you see that it worked and that it's all there. So this is where you need to get to. If you have any problems, you need to stop and try to figure out where to go from there. So I'm going to simply, let's see here. I want to open up Notepad, paste this in. I will try to put this in the description, but just in case I forget, you can always pause the video and find Node.js, PHP, Composer, and Laravel. So this is the first video. I'm going to stop here, and then the second video we'll start making some changes. But if you do have problems at this point, let me know so I can decide what I need to do to fix the video to make it work for you. One of the things I absolutely hate is when I'm using someone else's YouTube video and I follow their instructions to the letter, and yet I can't get it to work. So hopefully I will not have that happen. But if it does, let me know so I can see how I can fix it. And maybe I'll put a video up. How do you fix if this happens or that happens? So thank you, and keep coding, and we will continue to go from here.